2012, Aspen, Colorado. I'm looking at the longest ski lift in the world back when it opened December 14th, 1946 here in Aspen, Colorado. It doesn't run anymore. It's just kind of a museum piece. Lift 1. The last day of operations, April 11th, 1971. Then they built another chairlift, which is a little bit higher up. About 3:30 on Tuesday, October 16th. Just enjoying some nice Indian summer. For a bike ride. Tomorrow, ski season starts here in Colorado with the opening of Arapahoe Basin. I like to try to ride till the last day before skiing and then start skiing. Sometimes I do a little of both. We don't open here till Thanksgiving. Railroad line, one of the two railroads that came into Aspen in 1893. They got here coincidentally the year that silver was demonetized, which meant that our money was backed by gold, which caused this town to go from 12,000 folks making a lot of money. Even the miners made $3 a day, which was pretty top industry, to a ghost town of, near ghost town of 200 people until skiing was invented. They started skiing in the mid-30s by taking people up in this old boat tow, like a sled that got pulled up a mountain. Then World War II started and that stopped that because all the skiers went to war. The 10th Mountain Division guys, they actually won World War II for us. I guess Hitler's forces, when they were driven up high into the mountains, the 10th Mountain Division went up and got rid of them. They came back, and I guess there was 8,000 10th Mountain guys. Every ski area in the United States was started by a 10th Mountain guy originally, including Aspen, Vail, Keystone, Loveland, and all of them. Across the United States, I read. About 60 degrees and sunny, which is pretty nice around here for this time of the year. I'm saying that it was snowing here the other day. This trail should have went right through there, but the city built some affordable housing right on it. So we have to go around to catch it again. Here, and the new owners didn't want them. Somehow they took it over. I don't know how they did it with their lawyers. Tom's grandmother passed away after he sold this property for $10 million. There's his old house right there. The neighbors bought it. And there's a flag way up there on Shadow Mountain. That's the top of the old mining claim. It was actually 40-acre claim, and I'm sorry, it's probably a 10-acre claim, but it includes that whole mountainside. He had some cable car going up there, this old Italian tram that he bought, and he was trying to build a restaurant up there since like the 60s, and the local governments kept stopping him, and he finally went to the Colorado Supreme Court, and in '93 they finally, you know, said no, you can't build it. I don't know why, but I remember that day because the first George Bush was in town, and he was doing a speech out at the music. And Hans blew up some dynamite, and those Black Op helicopters that were here made a beeline for that cliff, and they were going to take him out, and they had him in their sights, and the sheriff told him, no, that's just Hans, he's a crazy old kook. He's, you know, no danger to anybody except for all the neighbors around here that he used to. He blew that cliff face flat. Some of the old equipment that was in old mines. It's open space now. Yeah, the first time I ever met Hans, I guess I was trespassing on his land back in the mid-'80s, hiking up that mountain face, and it's steep. And he wanted to hire me to help him blow a big flat area up there to build a restaurant. And I said, well, you know, I really don't have experience with dynamite. And he's like, oh, it's no big deal, it's easy. I declined. He almost had it completed. This was an old ranch that was donated to the city back in, actually, when I say donated, they bought it for $41.17 for some ridiculous amount back in the 30s. The land was worth nothing around here. After the first real estate bubble in 1893, with mines that produced 8th in the world silver. Just bouncing back from the last Great Depression in 2007. Tonight's the second great debate between the presidential candidates. Maybe we'll hear some ideas on how they'll improve the economy, because we can't go through another 4 years like the last 4 years. The middle class has been buried. Still struggling to pay my bills every day. up Buttermilk. I never know what I'm going to do till I get out here. That's Buttermilk over there. It's where they have the X Games. Climb up the roads and then some single track on the way down. To get here, I like to cut through this 80-acre open space called Moore Open Space. The Moore family had donated. Fortunately, these families gave up this land back in the 20s and 30s when it wasn't very valuable. This is a real good example of what the natural terrain looked like before the white man got here. Hi there. There are a lot of aspens up on the mountain, but down here in the valley was a lot of this scrub oak. The Indians were here for thousands of years. That they moved them out when they discovered silver. Been a long bike season this year. I started in March this year because it got really warm.